it chapter by chapter, one bite at a time. So many adventures and mountains we can climb. Take it word for word, line by line, one bite at a time.
Welcome to Bite at a Time Books, where we read you your favorite classics one bite at a time. My name is Bree Carlile, and I love to read, and wanted to share my passion with listeners like you. If you want to know what's coming next and vote on upcoming books, sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com. You'll also find our new t-shirts in the shop, including podcast shirts and quote shirts from your favorite classic novels. Be sure to follow my show on your favorite podcast platform so you get all the new episodes. You can find most of our links in the show notes. But also our website, biteatatimebooks.com, includes all of the links for our show, including to our Patreon to support the show, and YouTube, where we have special behind the narration of the episodes. We're part of the Bite at a Time Books Productions Network. If you'd also like to hear what inspired your favorite classic authors to write their novels, and what was going on in the world at the time, check out the Bite at a Time Books Behind the Story podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Please note, while we try to keep the text as close to the original as possible, some words have been changed to honor the marginalized communities who've identified the words as harmful, and to stay in alignment with Bite at a Time Books' brand values. Today we'll be continuing Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. Chapter 5. At Bombarda's. The Russian mountains had been exhausted. They began to think about dinner, and the radiant party of 8, somewhat weary at last, became stranded in Bombarda's public house, a branch establishment which had been set up in the Champs-Élysées by that famous restaurant keeper Bombarda, whose sign could then be seen in the Rue de Rivoli, near Delorme Alley. A large but ugly room with an alcove and a bed at the end. They had been obliged to put up with this accommodation in view of the Sunday crowd. 2 windows whence they could survey beyond the elms, the quay, and the river. A magnificent August sunlight lightly touching the panes. 2 tables, upon one of them a triumphant mountain of bouquets, mingled with the hats of men and women, at the other the 4 couples seated round a merry confusion of platters, dishes, glasses, and bottles. Jugs of beer mingled with flasks of wine. Very little order on the table. Some disorder beneath it. They made beneath the table a noise, a clatter of the feet that was abominable, says Molière. This was the state which the shepherd idle began at 5 o'clock in the morning, had reached at 4:30 in the afternoon. The sun was setting. Their appetites were satisfied. The Champs-Élysées, filled with sunshine and with people, were nothing but light and dust, the 2 things of which glory is composed. The horses of Marly, those neighing marbles, were prancing in a cloud of gold. Carriages were going and coming. A squadron of magnificent bodyguards, with their clarions at their head, were descending the Avenue de Neuilly. The white flag, showing faintly rosy in the setting sun, floated over the dome of the Tuileries. The Place de la Concorde, which had become the Place Louis XV, once more was choked with happy promenaders. Many wore the silver fleur-de-lis suspended from the white-watered ribbon, which had not yet wholly disappeared from buttonholes in the year 1817. Here and there, choruses of little girls threw to the winds, amid the passers-by who formed into circles and applauded. The then celebrated Bourbon air, which was destined to strike the 100 Days with lightning, and which had for its refrain, Rendez-nous notre père de Gand, rendez-nous notre père. Give us back our father from Ghent, give us back our father. Groups of dwellers in the suburbs, in Sunday array, sometimes even decorated with the fleur-de-lis, like the bourgeois, scattered over the large square and the Marigny Square, were playing at rings and revolving on the wooden horses. Others were engaged in drinking. Some journeyman printers had on paper caps. Their laughter was audible. Everything was radiant. It was a time of undisputed peace and profound royalist security. It was the epoch when a special and private report of Chief of Police Angliss to the King on the subject of the suburbs of Paris terminated with these lines. Taking all things into consideration, sire, there is nothing to be feared from these people. They are as heedless and as indolent as cats. The populace is restless in the provinces. It is not in Paris. These are very pretty men, sire. It would take all of 2 of them to make one of your grenadiers. There is nothing to be feared on the part of the populace of Paris the capital. It is remarkable that the stature of this population should have diminished in the last 50 years, and the populace of the suburbs is still more puny than at the time of the Revolution. It is not dangerous. In short, it is an amiable rabble. Prefects of the police do not deem it possible that a cat can transform itself into a lion. That does happen, however, and in that lies the miracle wrought by the populace of Paris. Moreover, the cat so despised by Count Anglès possessed the esteem of the republics of old. In their eyes, it was liberty incarnate, and as though to serve as pendant to the Minerva Aptera of the Piraeus, there stood on the public square in Corinth the colossal bronze figure of a cat. The ingenious police of the Restoration beheld the populace of Paris in too rose-colored a light. It is not so much of an amiable rabble as it is thought. The Parisian is to the Frenchman what the Athenian was to the Greek. No one sleeps more soundly than he. No one is more frankly frivolous and lazy than he. No one can better assume the air of forgetfulness. Let him not be trusted, nevertheless. He is ready for any sort of cool deed, but when there is glory at the end of it, he is worthy of admiration in every sort of fury. Give him a pike, he will produce the 10th of August. Give him a gun, you will have Austerlitz. He is Napoleon's stay and Danton's resource. Is it a question of country? He enlists. Is it a question of liberty? He tears up the pavements. Beware, his hair filled with wrath is epic. His blouse drapes itself like the folds of a chlamys. Take care, he will make of the first Rue Grenatat, which comes to hand Caudine Forks. When the hour strikes, this man of the faubourgs will grow in stature. This little man will arise, and his gaze will be terrible, and his breath will become a tempest. There will issue forth from that slender chest enough wind to disarrange the folds of the Alps. It is, thanks to the suburban man of Paris, that the Revolution, mixed with arms, conquers Europe. He sings. It is his delight. Proportion his song to his nature, and you will see. As long as he has for refrain nothing but La Carmagnole, he only overthrows Louis XVI. Make him sing the Marseillaise, and he will free the world. His note jotted down on the margin of Angler's report, we will return to our 4 couples. The diner, as we have said, was drawing to its close. Thank you for joining Bite at a Time Books today, while we read a bite of one of your favorite classics. Again, my name is Bree Carlile, and I hope you come back tomorrow for the next bite of Les Miserables. Don't forget to sign up for our newsletter at biteatatimebooks.com and check out the shop. You can check out the show notes or our website, biteatatimebooks.com, for the rest of the links for our show. We'd love to hear from you on social media as well.